All right, guys, this question, welcome back to the channel. This question gets asked a lot on the channel as well, and it's getting that time of year, and in some states you may have already planted, but when do you plant food plots? And if you're planting a spring and summer food plot, there's, different times where you should be planting different things. But in general, all of these things, you need warm soil temps. Yeah, there's some things that can germinate, a little bit quicker, which it would be like, clover can be planted in a cooler soil temperature, but things like soybeans, yeah, they can germinate at a lower temp, but they're just going to sit there. The longer they sit there, in those cooler temps, the longer they have that ability to, being eaten by a bird or turkeys or erosion, or to sit there and rot, especially you get them cooler nights and the soil temp, cool down again, then they're just not going to germinate, and they have the chances of, to rot and things like that. So I understand each year people are in a hurry. They get impatient and they want to plant something. And it's the worst thing you can do is to be impatient, especially in the spring, and try to plant. I can't tell you how many times where I get messages or phone calls or emails, or if I'm going to clients on their properties, say, hey man, I planted this, but it just didn't grow, or this. I'm like, yeah, you're planting it, it's too cold. You have to wait till after frost. All these things you have to wait till after, unless you're frost seeding clover. But majority of seeds, you have to wait until it gets warm. The warmer the temps, the better in majority of cases. For instance, clover, yeah, it can germinate, 55, 56, 57 degrees. But if you plant it, if you're not frost seeding, but if you plant it, in those cooler temps, it's just going to sit there, and the longer it sits there, the more chances of it has being covered too deep. You get erosion and the seed's not covered enough, and then you have turkeys and birds and different things eating your seeds, and then all of a sudden it does germinate. When the soil temps get warm, all of a sudden you have, scattered, clovers everywhere, not thick because most of it was eaten. So you have to, be patient with it. And most times when you buy bags of seed, whether it's in a jar or bag or whatever it is, it does have a map on there, and it'll tell you, hey, you can plant this seed from April till June. What? April to June? It's like, how do you go by that? You can't. You have to go by the weather in your area. Okay? Don't go by the map. That's just a general rule of thumb. Yeah, in April, in your state, in your area, maybe you could plant it. But for that same seed in my area, it may be, a lot, a long time from then. So you have to just be careful with that, and it's just a general rule of thumb. Just because it says April doesn't mean it has to be planted in April. I see that all the time. Oh, this bag of seeds says that, April to June, so it's April, that means I can plant it. No, it's just a rough idea. Just because it's April doesn't mean it's time to plant, especially like soybeans or something it may be in your state if you're down south, but for the general, people that are planting food plots, you just have to give it time. You have to wait, and you have to let the frost go away. Give it time to get some soil moisture and those warm soil temps, and you guys can have good success. So I'll run through, a few scenarios on different seeds on when's the best time to plant them based on soil temps and conditions. So one thing that I like planting a lot is Egyptian wheat. And usually for Egyptian wheat, you're looking at 75 degrees plus on soil temperatures. Egyptian wheat absolutely loves heat. It loves heat. The warmer you can wait till it gets to soil temperatures, the better off you'll have for Egyptian wheat. Yes, it'll germinate in cooler temperatures, but why throw the seed on in cooler soil temperatures when it just has more of a chance of rotting away? So you guys just have to give it time, let the soil warm up, and you'll have better results. Next thing is, a lot of people like to plant is buckwheat. Buckwheat can germinate in 55 degree soil temperatures, 55, 56, 57, but again, it loves heat. Buckwheat loves heat. Just wait till it warms up outside and the soil temperatures warm up. And again, the longer it sits there, the more chances you have turkeys eating it, erosion, the seed's not germinating, get covered too thick, not thick enough, or covered enough, and you lose seed that way. So just wait, give it time. Next thing is clover. Unless you're frost seeding it, you know, it'll germinate in 56 to 60 degree weather, soil temperatures, and that's great. You know, deer love clover. It's a great thing to plant to add extra nutrition, but you have to wait. It can also be planted in the fall. You know, you can mix it in with some winter wheat, rye, or you can even mix it in with your brassicas, and then the following year you can have a good perennial clover plot, but just give it time. Next thing is soybeans. People want to plant soybeans, and soybeans can be a good thing for your property. Most times they fail because they just get browsed down to the dirt and you're left with nothing. But in some areas, especially like clients and stuff I go to, rarely do I ever recommend planting soybeans. I think this year I'm at 39 or 40 clients so far, and I recommended planting soybeans 2 times out of those 40 people. Still have a couple more to do this year in the next 3 or 4 weeks, but out of those people I recommended planting soybeans twice. It's because the rest of the properties that I went to wasn't a fit for it, you know. So 2 times that I recommended planting soybeans, but those again can germinate in temperatures 58 to 60 degree soil temperatures, but it just sits there, you know, when it's cool. If you can wait till you get, you know, mid to upper 60s, even 70s, you're gonna have a better chance of the best crop that it can possibly be, because the seed's not sitting there for long periods of time in the cool temperatures, and it just sits there and allows for turkeys and things to eat. And with all of these, using, minus the Egyptian wheat a little bit, but majority of these you need to be using a little bit more seed than normal, because you still have those birds that can eat the seeds. And then I see a lot of people that, you know, that bag of seeds says covers a half an acre. Well, they use that exact seed, they cover it exactly a half an acre, and all of a sudden when it germinates, they have bare spots. Well, why is that? It's because of erosion, birds eating the seeds. Some of it didn't germinate, some of it did, and then you're left with bare spots. So majority of these seeds I just mentioned, you can use a little bit more poundage per acre and you'll have better results. Now, it's a little bit different with like brassicas, because if you use too much seed on brassicas for fall planting, they can kind of crowd each other out, and you get, you know, small bulbs and small leaves on them. But each seed has a seeding rate. But for the summer seeds, you know, Egyptian wheat, clover, soybeans, especially soybeans if you're broadcasting, Egyptian wheat a little bit here and there, but they can use more pounds per acre and you'll have better results. It'll be a thicker, better stand for you guys. So any questions on when you should be planting food plots, leave a comment down below. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you guys are new. I'll see you on the next video, guys. Later. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you want more information on food plots, soil samples, and habitat management, click this video right here on the screen. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you guys are new.